Ladies and gentlemen, life is not a straight line. It's not a smooth path from one end to another. It's full of hills and valleys, twists and turns, moments of clarity and seasons of confusion. Some days you feel like you're on top of the world. Other days it's like the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders. But here's what I need you to understand: your difficulties are not your defeat. They are not your identity. They are not the end of your story. Difficulties are not your defeat. They are part of a greater purpose. This is a truth that often feels elusive when you're in the thick of hardship. When life knocks you down, it's easy to see difficulties as the end of the road, a barrier too big to overcome. But what if those challenges weren't designed to stop you, but to strengthen you? What if they were not there to destroy you, but to develop you into the person you were meant to become? Every difficulty carries within it a seed of transformation. Pain, struggle, and setbacks have a way of exposing the areas in our lives that need growth. They force us to confront what we would rather avoid, to dig deeper than we ever thought possible, and to rise stronger than we ever imagined. Defeat only comes when you allow the difficulty to define you. It's not the challenge itself that holds power over your life, but how you respond to it. There's a greater purpose behind every storm you face. Sometimes the purpose is immediate. It pushes you out of your comfort zone and into action. Other times, the purpose is hidden, unfolding slowly like a tapestry being woven thread by thread. You may not see it in the moment, but every difficulty you endure is shaping you for something greater. It's preparing you for opportunities, equipping you with resilience, and refining your character. Without those struggles, you wouldn't develop the strength or wisdom needed to handle what lies ahead. When you view difficulties as part of a greater purpose, it shifts your perspective. Instead of asking, why me, you begin to ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of feeling defeated, you start to feel empowered. You realize that challenges don't happen to you, they happen for you. They are opportunities to grow, to change, and to step closer to your potential. It's not easy to see purpose in pain. In fact, sometimes it feels impossible. But the beauty of purpose is that it's not always visible in the moment. It requires trust that there is a plan bigger than you can comprehend. Trust that your story isn't finished. Trust that the difficulty is a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Difficulties don't define you, they refine you. They are the fires that burn away doubt and fear, the storms that strengthen your roots, the waves that teach you to swim. When you stop seeing them as barriers and start seeing them as opportunities for growth, you step into a new level of understanding. You realize that your purpose is not just to survive the difficulty, but to thrive through it and come out stronger on the other side. So, don't let difficulties convince you that you're defeated. Instead, let them remind you of your resilience. Let them point you to the greater purpose that's being worked out in your life. And remember, every difficulty is not the end, it's just the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with growth, strength, and fulfillment. Inviting God into your struggles brings strength beyond your own. When you face difficulties, the natural instinct is to rely on yourself, to try harder, push more, and figure it out on your own. But there comes a point when your strength runs out, when the weight of the challenge feels unbearable, and the solutions seem out of reach. This is where many people stop, but it doesn't have to be where you give up. It can be the moment you choose to invite God into your struggles, and in doing so, you tap into a source of strength that goes far beyond anything you can muster on your own. God's strength isn't just about fixing your problems or removing your pain. It's about walking with you through the storm, giving you the endurance to keep moving and the peace to stay steady when everything around you is shaking. It's not a force that overpowers you, but one that partners with you. When you invite God into your struggles, you're no longer facing them alone. You're leaning into a power that lifts the burdens too heavy for you to carry, that brings clarity in the midst of confusion, and that offers hope when everything seems hopeless. The strength you receive isn't just physical or mental, it's spiritual. It transforms the way you approach your difficulties. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you find courage. Instead of giving into fear, you find faith. This strength doesn't promise an immediate end to your challenges, but it does promise that you'll have what you need to face them. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're not alone. It's the assurance that even in your weakest moments, you're held by a power that never falters. Inviting God into your struggles also shifts your perspective. You begin to see the challenges not as walls meant to stop you, but as opportunities to grow closer to Him. The struggle becomes a space for partnership, where your efforts meet His guidance. It's not about being passive or waiting for miracles to happen without action. It's about working diligently, knowing that your strength is being multiplied by something greater. This partnership transforms your relationship with struggle itself. Instead of resenting the difficulties, you start to see them as moments where God shows up the most. His strength becomes evident in the way you persevere, in the way you remain calm under pressure, in the way you find solutions that seemed impossible before. These are not just coincidences, they are the marks of divine strength working through you. When you invite God into your struggles, you're not asking for an escape. You're asking for empowerment. You're choosing to face the challenge with the confidence that you're not alone. And with that choice comes a strength that doesn't just help you endure the struggle, but helps you rise above it. It's a strength that reshapes you, refines you, and reminds you that with God, even the hardest battles can be won. Victory doesn't always mean the absence of pain. It's the courage to keep moving forward. Life often teaches us that winning doesn't come without a cost, and it doesn't always look the way we imagine. We associate victory with ease, celebration, and the absence of struggle. But true victory is forged in the fire of perseverance. It's not about avoiding pain, it's about enduring it, rising through it, and allowing it to shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Pain is often an unavoidable part of the journey. It comes in different forms: loss, disappointment, rejection, or failure, but it doesn't define your outcome. Pain doesn't mean you've lost, it means you're alive, fighting and growing. The world's greatest triumphs are not marked by the absence of pain, but by the courage to move forward despite it. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in itself. Victory is a mindset. It's the determination to press on when quitting feels easier. It's the decision to show up, even when everything in you wants to retreat. It's not waiting for the storm to pass, but learning to walk through it with unwavering resolve. Courage doesn't mean you're never afraid or that you don't feel the weight of the struggle. It means you choose to act anyway. You choose to keep moving forward even when every step feels heavy. This kind of courage transforms pain into power. Each time you push forward, you're proving to yourself that pain doesn't have the final say. It doesn't control you. With every act of courage, you grow stronger and your spirit becomes more unshakable. You learn that pain is temporary, but the strength you gain from enduring it is permanent. It prepares you for challenges ahead, equipping you with the fortitude to face whatever comes next. Victory also lies in refusing to give up on what matters. It's holding on to your purpose, your dreams, and your values when circumstances test your resolve. It's understanding that the journey isn't about how quickly you reach the destination, but about the character you build along the way. Even if the results aren't immediate, the courage to keep going ensures that you're moving closer to the life you're meant to live. Pain doesn't negate victory, it enhances it. It adds depth to the story and significance to the triumph. The scars you carry from the struggle become symbols of strength, reminding you that you didn't just survive, you thrived. And that's what true victory is: not perfection, not ease, but the unyielding courage to take the next step, even when the road is hard. When you keep moving forward despite the pain, you're not just winning, you're living with a purpose that's greater than the struggle itself. Trust the process and believe in the divine plan, even in the storm. Life's challenges often leave us feeling lost, unsure, and overwhelmed. In those moments, it's tempting to question why we're facing such struggles and whether there's any purpose in the pain. But trusting the process means surrendering to a plan greater than our understanding. It's recognizing that even in chaos, there's a higher order working behind the scenes, shaping our path and refining us for what's to come. Storms are inevitable. They're a part of life's ebb and flow. They disrupt, they test, and they challenge, yet they also reveal. In the storm, you discover strengths you didn't know you had, and you uncover truths that may have been hidden in the calm. Trusting the process means accepting that the storm isn't there to destroy you, but to prepare you. It's about having faith that every setback is a setup for a greater comeback, that every detour is leading you to a destination more meaningful than you could imagine. Believing in the divine plan requires patience and perspective. It's not about understanding every detail or having all the answers. Instead, it's about embracing the journey even when the path isn't clear. When you trust that there's a purpose in the storm, you stop fighting against it and start moving through it. You begin to see that delays aren't denials and that difficulties aren't the end of the story. They're chapters in a larger narrative being written by a hand far wiser and more loving than our own. This trust transforms the way you face challenges. Instead of being consumed by fear or frustration, you find peace in knowing you're not navigating the storm alone. You find strength in the belief that every hardship is shaping you for something greater. Trusting the process doesn't mean you won't feel the wind and rain. It means you won't let them shake your faith. You understand that the storm is temporary, but the lessons and growth it brings are lasting. Belief in the divine plan also brings hope. It reminds you that life isn't random and your struggles are not in vain. There's a purpose in every twist and turn, even if it's not immediately visible. Each challenge, each setback is a stepping stone, building you into the person you're meant to be and guiding you toward the life you're meant to live. Storms may rage, but they don't last forever. Trusting the process means holding on through the turbulence, knowing that the sun will shine again. And when it does, you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the journey ahead. Trust is not passive. It's an active choice to believe, to endure, and to keep moving forward, even when the storm clouds obscure the view. By trusting the process and believing in the divine plan, you find peace in the midst of chaos and purpose in the heart of the storm. Surrendering control is not weakness, it's stepping into divine partnership. In a world that values self-reliance and control, the idea of surrender can feel counterintuitive, even unsettling. Society teaches us to hold on tightly to our plans, our goals, and our vision for the future, as if success depends entirely on our ability to manage every detail. But true strength doesn't come from clinging to control, it comes from knowing when to let go. It comes from recognizing that there's a power greater than us, one that sees beyond our limited perspective and knows the path we're meant to walk. Surrender isn't about giving up or becoming passive. It's an active choice to trust the process and release the need to manipulate outcomes. It's about acknowledging that while you may have plans, there's a divine plan that's always greater, always wiser, and always for your ultimate good. When you let go of control, you're not abandoning your responsibilities or ambitions. You're simply inviting God to take the lead, allowing His wisdom to guide your steps. This kind of surrender requires courage and humility. It's not easy to admit that you don't have all the answers or that some challenges are too big to face alone. But in surrendering control, you're not admitting defeat, you're opening the door to divine partnership. You're making space for a power that can do what you cannot. It's like releasing the oars in a turbulent sea, trusting that the current will guide you to calmer waters. You're still in the boat, still present, but now you're working with the divine instead of struggling against the waves on your own. Surrendering control transforms the way you approach life's challenges. Instead of carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, you find freedom in knowing you're not alone. Instead of being consumed by anxiety and fear, you find peace in trusting that every step is ordered, even when the path seems unclear. This partnership doesn't eliminate difficulties, but it changes how you face them. It gives you the strength to endure, the patience to wait, and the clarity to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Far from being a sign of weakness, surrender is an act of wisdom. It's the moment you choose to align your will with God's will, to trust that His plans are better than anything you could imagine. It's not about losing control, it's about gaining clarity and purpose. In surrendering, you're not giving up your power, you're amplifying it through divine partnership. You're no longer limited by your own strength, your own vision, or your own understanding. You're stepping into a partnership where the impossible becomes possible. This act of letting go is not a loss, but a gain. It's the beginning of a deeper relationship with God, one built on trust, faith, and collaboration. By surrendering control, you're choosing to walk with the one who knows your future, who holds your purpose, and who can lead you through any storm. It's not weakness, it's the ultimate strength. is stepping into a divine partnership that will carry you farther, lift you higher, and lead you to a life of greater meaning and fulfillment than you ever thought possible. Perspective shifts when you stop focusing on the storm and trust in the power guiding you. Life often feels like a series of storms, unpredictable, chaotic, and overwhelming. When you're caught in the midst of one, it's easy to become consumed by its force. The winds of doubt, the rain of fear, and the thunder of uncertainty can seem all-encompassing, leaving you feeling small and powerless. But perspective changes everything. When you stop fixating on the storm and begin trusting in the power that's guiding you, the storm loses its ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Focusing on the storm magnifies its intensity. Every challenge feels bigger, every setback seems more personal, and every delay feels eternal. But the truth is, storms are temporary. They may feel relentless in the moment, but they're not permanent. When you shift your perspective away from the chaos and toward the power guiding you, you begin to see the storm for what it really is, a moment in time, a chapter in the story, not the entire narrative. Trusting in the power guiding you doesn't mean the storm vanishes, it means your focus shifts. Instead of being overwhelmed by what's happening around you, you anchor yourself in what's unchanging. That power, whether you call it God, faith, or divine providence, is steady and constant. It doesn't waver. And it doesn't leave. It's always there, offering strength, clarity, and peace when you need it most. By trusting in it, you allow yourself to rise above the storm, seeing beyond the immediate struggle to the greater purpose unfolding. This shift in perspective also transforms your experience of the storm. Instead of feeling trapped, you begin to feel guided. Instead of focusing on the difficulty, you focus on the lessons it brings. The storm becomes less of a burden and more of an opportunity, a chance to grow, to learn, and to deepen your faith. When you trust in the power guiding you, the storm no longer feels like chaos. It feels like a process, a necessary step towards something better. Trust also brings peace. It doesn't mean you ignore the storm or pretend it's not there. It means you don't let it consume you. You acknowledge its presence, but choose to focus on the power that's greater than the storm. This choice shifts your energy from fear to faith, from doubt to determination. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? That question alone changes everything. Perspective is a powerful tool. When you focus on the storm, you see only its destruction. When you trust in the power guiding you, you see its purpose. You realize that storms are not the end, they're part of the journey. They shape you, refine you, and prepare you for the blessings ahead. Trusting in that power gives you the strength to weather the storm, the wisdom to learn from it, and the courage to keep moving forward. It's not about escaping the storm, it's about rising through it, knowing you're guided by a force greater than anything the storm can bring. The challenges that feel like they're breaking you are actually refining you for greater things. In the darkest moments when the weight of life feels unbearable and the path ahead seems unclear, it's easy to believe that you're being torn apart by the struggles you face. Pain, loss, and adversity can feel like forces meant to destroy you, leaving you shattered and defeated. But the truth is, those very challenges are shaping you, molding you into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. What feels like breaking is often the process of transformation, a necessary refinement for greater things ahead. Think of gold being refined in fire. The intense heat is not there to destroy the gold, but to purify it, to remove impurities and reveal its true brilliance. In the same way, life's difficulties act as the fire that refines us. They strip away the superficial, the unnecessary, and the weak parts of ourselves, revealing the resilience and strength that lie within. Every hardship you endure is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your ability to persevere. The breaking is not an end, it's a beginning, a process of becoming. When you face challenges, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. You might question why you're going through such struggles or feel as if the universe is against you. But perspective changes everything. What if the difficulties you're facing are not random but intentional? What if they're preparing you for something greater, something you can't yet see? Often, the greatest breakthroughs come on the other side of the greatest struggles. It's in the refining process that you discover strength you never knew you had, develop character that stands the test of time, and gain wisdom that will guide you in the future. Challenges also teach us to value growth. Growth is rarely comfortable, and transformation never comes without effort. The things that push you to your limits are the same things that expand your capacity. They stretch your heart, mind, and soul, making you more capable of handling what lies ahead. The difficulties refine your perspective, helping you see what truly matters and what is worth your energy. They bring clarity, stripping away distractions and aligning you with your purpose. The refining process is not quick, nor is it easy, but it's worth it. Every tear, every struggle, and every moment of doubt is adding depth to your character and resilience to your spirit. The pressure you feel is preparing you for a life of greater meaning and impact. It's equipping you to rise above future challenges with confidence, knowing you've endured before and can do so again. What feels like breaking today is creating space for something greater tomorrow. The struggles that seem insurmountable are the very tools shaping you into the person you're meant to be. Trust that the process, though painful, is purposeful. The challenges are not there to defeat you, but to refine you, to polish you into someone capable of achieving things far beyond what you currently imagine. What is being built in you through these struggles is strength, purpose, and the ability to step into the fullness of your potential. As we draw to a close, let these truths settle deep within your heart. Life's difficulties are not here to defeat you, but to develop you. They are not signs of abandonment, but invitations to partnership with a power far greater than yourself. Every storm you face, every moment of uncertainty, every trial that tests your spirit is an opportunity for transformation. It's a chance to shift your focus from the chaos around you to the divine presence within you, a presence that never leaves, never falters, and never fails. Inviting God into your difficulties doesn't mean your challenges will disappear, but it does mean you'll never face them alone. It means you'll draw strength that surpasses understanding, find peace in the midst of turmoil, and uncover purpose in every setback. Trust in the process, even when it's hard to see the way forward. Believe in the refining work being done in you, even when the fire feels unbearable. Know that the breaking moments are not the end, but the beginning of something greater. Surrender control not as an act of weakness, but as a step of ultimate strength. Trust the plan, even when it seems hidden. Stand firm in the belief that every challenge is preparing you for a life of impact, resilience, and deeper connection with the divine. Let your trials be your testimony, your struggles a testament to the courage it takes to keep moving forward. When you align yourself with this divine partnership, you are no longer walking through life on your own. You're walking with purpose, with power, and with a trust that nothing is wasted, not the pain, not the challenges, not the journey. Let this be your anchor. God is with you, even in the storm, and He's using every moment to bring you closer to the extraordinary purpose for which you were created. Keep moving forward and invite Him into every step along the way.